Hello, Mindscapers. I am here with video series number 3, where we're talking about the problem with solving problems. Um, I was thinking about, again, if you look at my other little rambling video, my little curls are just all over the place. If you think about my little other rambling video, I was talking about Malcolm X. Um, and Martin Luther King and Tesla and, you know, people who solved problems. I was talking about how when people have the cure for cancer, they don't want it. The health industry doesn't want it. So problems are distractions when solved outside of self and opportunities when solved from within. I'll explain that because when you think about Malcolm was always looking outside of himself. He went from running the streets to prison to the Nation of Islam, then to Mecca. No matter where he went, he still hadn't fully gone within. And it may have been meant to be that way because he had a mission to create an awareness around the problem of racism. However, he was trying to eliminate racism. When he tried to eliminate racism, that's where the problem came in. Because when Malcolm was trying to solve the problem of this imaginary construct of racism, both the Nation of Islam as well as the government was going to suffer. And this is what we're going to talk about: how solving problems end revenue. Managing problems creates revenue. So when someone says, I have a solution, well, do you have a solution, or do you have a way we can manage the problem? Because if you say that you have the cure for cancer, then that drives us healthcare people completely out of business, as well as the pharmaceutical companies. It's just not feasible financially for there not to be sick people on the planet. This is how we make our money. If you say I have the problem to solve poverty, like Martin Luther King was trying to do, they were like, sure, Martin, we can hold hands, we can drink out of fountains, we can walk on the same side of the street together, we can eat in the same restaurants. You're allowed to be alive as long as you do that. Well, when he said we're going to solve poverty, we're going to bring everybody together and we're going to go and claim our checks. We're going to make sure that everyone gets what they are owed, that they get paid, that farmers get what they deserve. Then, boom, you're out of here. Because everything you're talking about is solving the problem. And if you solve the problem, you're going to reveal the shadow. Okay? So this is something that we need to work on, because solving the problem reveals the shadow in us all. Okay? So we can go back to losing weight. Well, why did you gain the weight in the first place? Normally, people gain weight aside from any medical issue because they detach from themselves. Um, they don't put themselves and the care of their body as a priority. There's a reason behind that. It's usually because of a lack of self love. A lot of people won't admit that, but aside from hormones and other things that people say, um, it's usually a lack of self love when we let our bodies go. That's usually the bottom line there is that we're not paying attention to ourselves and we're packing on the weight. We're not working out. We're just throwing things in our mouths without thinking about it. Every time I've ever gained weight, it's always been during times where I was not paying attention to me. I was not putting myself first. I was on autopilot. I was putting other things before my health. I was making excuses. Okay. And that's my shadow self. So if somebody says, hey, program, get up, work out, eat right, drink water, blah, blah, blah. We do this every day for 6 months. You can lose 50 pounds. Now I got to deal with me. I have to deal with the shadow. Before I could just say, oh, well, I'm taking care of my parents, or, I'm taking care of my kids, or have a very stressful job, or my thyroid is out of whack. I'm going through menopause, whatever it could possibly be. When someone calls us on the carpet to eliminate all the excuses and shed the weight, it's just me and me. Nothing is in between it. And I always like to lose weight because weight is raw, right? It's like the body never lies. You can tell what you put in your body by how it looks. It tells on you. So when you are attacking the problem from outside of losing weight, of making money, of healing your body, of having a healthy relationship. Oh, I would have a wonderful relationship if only they would do ABC. Oh, I could lose weight with no problem if only it wasn't for my hormones being out of whack. Um, oh, I could definitely make more money if it wasn't for the taxes, if it wasn't for the fact that my boss won't give me a promotion. Um, but the moment you say, I'm ready, I'm ready to make more money. I'm ready to heal my body. I'm ready to lose weight. I'm ready to have a healthy relationship. It's right here. It's all here. Everything's pointing at you now. There's nothing out there anymore. And there's no excuse. You're completely naked now. It's just you and you. It doesn't matter what kind of trainer you have. It doesn't matter which diet you choose. It doesn't matter where you live. It's just you and you. And so when you step into the shadow self and you say, okay, I'm going to have to forgive myself. I'm going to have to eliminate guilt. going to have to eliminate shame. I'm going to have to eliminate procrastination. I'm going to have to eliminate fear. That's at the bottom, at the root of everything. I'm going to have to eliminate fear. I'm going to have to not wrestle with losing weight or healing my body or a good relationship. I'm going to have to just be that, which means changing my whole way of living, changing my whole way of thinking. That is the root of everything, your whole way of thinking. Reconstruct the world by reconstructing your mind, changing your mind one thought at a time. So when you think about making a change, solving a problem, then you do have to go into the mind and change that mind one thought at a time. And David Hawkins states in his book, Letting Go, which I didn't even bring in here, but I love that David Hawkins books. His thing about letting go says we can cancel our old programs by relinquishing the gratification we get from the negative payoffs. So negative payoffs are, I keep putting my weight loss program off because I'm going to blame or use the fact that I have a hectic schedule. So my negative payoff is I continue to gain weight. I continue to abuse my body. I continue to drive up my blood pressure, my cholesterol. I continue to do that because I have a hectic job. No, it's because I don't love myself right now. I don't value. I don't value myself right now. I'm not valuing who I am, what I contribute. I always tell people, when you overindulge, overdrink, overdo all of the things that we do that destroy our bodies, take our money, we're not valuing ourselves because we're literally cutting our lives short, right? We're not helping anybody when we do that. We're not adding anything. So, being able to embrace the shadow self and free that shadow, bring that shadow into the light, love the shadow. Let the shadow know that you're not trying to get rid of it. You don't want to eliminate the shadow. The shadow is there to create a little resistance. The shadow is there to kind of let you know what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be fixed, what needs to happen. You don't necessarily want to eliminate the shadow. You want to eliminate how you treat the shadow. You want to pull the guilt away from the shadow, the shame away from the shadow, the fear away from the shadow. Okay? The shadow's not there. That shadow energy is not there to hurt you. That shadow energy is there to help you, you know? And so once you understand that, and that's another video, once you understand that, the first thing you need to know is to remove guilt and shame, okay? And forgive yourself. That will take care of the shadow from a surface standpoint. I'll do a video on what the shadow really is in depth, and we'll go into that later. But this is about how to literally get around solving your own problems so that you're not caught in a loop like the United States, like religion, So many of those constructs make money and continued revenue off of problems, and literally they don't want to lift the veil off of the shadow, right? And they don't want to give up the negative payoffs that they're getting. And you are mirroring that whenever you decide that you don't want to give up something in order to solve the problem in your life. Okay? Reconstruct the world by reconstructing your mind. I know you can do it. Bye.